In this video, I'm going to show you why the CIW quizzes are the most important part of your study process, the most effective part of your study process in getting a CIW certification. So hopefully you're watching this ahead of my video on my recommended study process. If that's the case, I'll put a link here in the video, and as well be sure to check out my playlist for the CIW courses, and then we'll continue here. So in the lessons, we've got the lesson content. I'm going to click here. I'm in the dashboard, one of the courses. I'm going to click on the lesson content, and here you see the list of the lessons, and there is quite a bit of text in the lessons, even the ones that are code related. So how do you focus? How do you know how much, which parts of the text are the most important? You certainly can't memorize every word. How do you know what's important to learn for the test? You use the quizzes and the practice tests. So that's a big piece of why they're so important. So I'm going to show you how to use them the most effective way. If you're there's a couple of different ways to get to the quizzes. One here is in the lesson list, so you can just click on one of the quizzes. You can also, from the dashboard, I'll go back to the dashboard. From the dashboard, you can go to the study planner and scroll down, and there is a list of the lessons, and you also can get to the quizzes that way. So either way, I'm going to go ahead and just click on one of the quizzes now and show you that there's 3 modes that you can take the quiz in. The learn mode has immediate feedback, meaning as soon as you answer and select an answer, and well, let me just do it. As soon as you select an answer and click submit, you get immediate feedback. I just randomly clicked an answer. I didn't even read the question. So there you go. It's incorrect. But notice I now know what the correct answer is. I also have a brief explanation with some additional information. Some of these depends on the question. Some of this is extensive information. Some of it's extremely brief. It varies. But then a very nice feature of this platform is the link to the lesson. Now it links to the larger piece of the lesson and then the individual page within the lesson. So I would always suggest that to get as close as you can to where the question is asked. And let's see, this question is background image size. Okay, so here we've got CSS3 background properties. If I go click that link, notice, well, you can't see because I'm not recording my entire screen, but it opened a new tab in my browser. So I haven't lost my quiz, and I'm now at the part of the lesson that pertains to the question that was asked. Although it's not like highlighted on the screen, I'm still going to have to look a little bit and find the specifics. So background size property. Before CSS3, background image size image was largely dependent on the size of the original image. Here in the question was exact match. So that is the part of the text that pertains to this question. If I wanted to, I could highlight that part of the text, click annotate, and then choose the color, highlight color. I like the light yellow color, and then click save. And now I've highlighted that to remind me when I read the text or review the text that this is important because it appeared on the quiz. So that's one way to use the quiz in your study. Okay, I'm going to close that tab, and you see I'm right back at the quiz. And now I can go on to the next question, or I can end the text. In the test. So this is learn mode. While I'm here, I'm going to just take a brief detour and show you a couple of tricks about the navigation in the tests and quizzes. So you can click the next button here, and take you to the next question. You can also use the keyboard and just type the N key, N for next, and it takes you to the next question. So you can navigate completely with the keyboard and not use the mouse if you'd like to. Similarly, to choose a particular test answer, if I want to choose, let's see, condense the text, so they appear, that is going to be the font stretch property, I believe. Now I can highlight, I can put mouse over this, you notice it highlights when I mouse over it, and I can click C, or I can just type the letter C, and then, now there is an interesting thing here. If I type the letter N too quickly, it does not submit. It doesn't respond that quickly, so I can't, it's not super fast, but it's been a few seconds now. I type the letter N and it submits the question. So that's the equivalent of clicking submit in this case. And then if I want to go to the next question, I can type N again, and it takes me to the next question. So that will hopefully speed up your navigation through the tests. I'm going to just end the test for now. That takes me to the result, and I only attempted a few questions out of 25. I want to go back to my lesson list. So I'm going to click go back, and it took me to the lessons. The go back can be a little, what's the word, unpredictable. So I prefer to use, wherever possible, a more specific navigation. So I know I think we clicked into the quiz originally from the study planner, but here in the lesson list I can also get to one of the quizzes. So I want to go back to a different, I'm just going to pick a different quiz. So that was learn mode that we were looking at. The other two modes are test mode and play mode. Now test mode is going to look a lot like learn mode, only there is no feedback. You're timed, so you have a fixed amount of time to take the test. You get no feedback when you submit a question. It just shows you the next question, and so you just go through the test. And when it's all over, then you see your results. For study purposes, and for maximum learning, I advise using Learn all the time, and that is covered in my other video in more depth. But if you like the time test, if it helps you with, I don't know, maybe if you have a little test anxiety and you need to desensitize yourself to the timed conditions, by all means use the test mode. But I recommend for most of your study, use the Learn mode. The play mode is part of the it's actually accessible directly from the practice test, which we're going to cover in another area, but it is called a PrepEngine. So if I click play here, it notifies me it's taking me into the PrepEngine. It's a gamified version of the test prep. And since I'm in a particular lesson, I believe that it is going to then stay focused just on that lesson. But what this gamified version does is it shows you the question more than once. If you get it correct, answer it correctly 3 times, then you have mastered it, and then it won't show it to you again. So let's see, CSS3 effect, rotate move. Let's call that a transform. And I'll click next. That was a correct answer. Notice it gave me the feedback of correct. It gave me a green check mark here. And now when I click next, it's likely going to show me a different question. Once in a while, it will show me the same question again. But no, it hasn't. So this is the PrepEngine mode. And at this point, I'm just going to exit out of this and click OK. It's going to take me to, well, now it takes me to the results area of the the practice tests. So I'm going to go back to the lesson list where we started. So that was a quick review of the 3 modes of the quiz, which is the learn mode, the test mode, and the play mode. And also we covered the keyboard shortcuts of using A, B, C, D to select an answer and N to submit and go to the next question. Next, let's go to the analytics area. So to get there, I'm going to go back to my navigation tool up here, back to my dashboard. I could have also used the dashboard button. And then I want to go to analytics. this is another area that you can get a lot of power out of these quizzes. Notice there is a list of the tests and quizzes that I've taken. They are listed by date with the newest at the top. And we're going to take a look at this actions menu over here in just a second. I want to just, since it's at the top of the page, I wanted to point out there is a way to search if you've taken a lot of quizzes or taken the same quiz multiple times and you want to focus on finding just that. That's where this searching and filtering. You can search for a particular quiz, or you can use these filter tools. So let's say I want to look at just the quizzes or tests that I've taken in test mode. So by choosing test mode, now I see, well, here's all the ones I've taken in test mode. And this one, the pre-assessment, is the only one that I've taken just in test mode. Then there's this review mode. Review is when I've taken a retest, and we'll see that here on the actions menu, so I'll come back to that. And if I want to undo, I just click the little X and then click off, and now I'm looking at the entire list. The third option over here is to pick a particular type of test. So, for example, one of the practice tests. I've taken practice test A several times, and it shows me my results of just that test. And you can go and pick a different lesson if you want to pick just the quizzes for a particular lesson, or you can delete by clicking the X and see the entire list again. Okay, now that you know how to search and sort and filter the test results, let's look at what you can do with the test results. After you've taken a quiz and you come back here to the analytics, if you want to, well, for example, let's say quiz 3 here, I think I probably only attempted a few, but let's see, I want to look at my result and see that. So I'll click the results. And let's see, there was 14 that I did not even attempt. So I was probably doing this as a demonstration in a class. So I got a pretty low score there. All right, now I want to go back. We'll see where go back takes me. If I want to be sure, I go back to the results, to the test history. I can click here in the navigation, improve your performance, and then go to test history over here on the right, and that takes me back where I was. So now here on the actions menu again, I've got 4 choices. The result we just looked at, it shows me the result of taking this particular test, and gives me a item by item look at the quiz questions. Then there's the review. That's where I can actually click through the quiz and review the answers. And it shows me the correct answer. It'll show me the answer that I selected. Let's see if I can get to one of those. Wow, I was doing really good for a while there. Okay, here's one I answered incorrectly when I took it. So it shows me that I answered incorrectly. Sometimes it's very helpful. You learn a lot from your mistakes. So, you know, if it's worthwhile when you review to look at what you answered incorrectly and then the correct answer, and kind of cement in your mind how come or why, maybe what caused you to make the incorrect answer and what's correct. So you can use it that way. And then if I want to go to the results, I can click results. If I want to click go back and get back to the lesson list, we'll see. It did take me back to the analytics page. That's where I wanted to go. Like I said, sometimes it's a little unpredictable. Okay, so the other 2 choices on the action menu are the retest all and the retest wrong. Hopefully those are pretty self-explanatory. Retest all would be take the whole test again. Retest wrong would be just retesting the ones that you missed. So if you really want to, you know, just repeat and get those few that are tripping you up, just focus completely on those. This is a great option. Let me take us back now to the result menu and show you you can use that. So notice that when I'm looking at the result, I can highlight any one of the quiz questions. It shows me the correct answer. It shows me the ones that I attempted, that I got either correct, incorrect, or not attempted over here on the right-hand side. So it shows me, gives me a lot of visual feedback. And then if I want to go and actually look at the lesson, sorry, at the question, so I can see the question. I can read the whole question, see the answers, and then if I want to dive into the lesson again, I can do that. It opens a new tab on my browser, and I can actually go and review the lesson content for that particular question. This is super powerful. Rather than having to go back and reread a huge amount of textual content, once you've read the lesson, and for understanding, and I advise very strongly reading for understanding and digesting it before doing this, but in your review process, then I recommend using this quiz review tool and just diving into the lesson on those areas that you need to strengthen, need additional clarification on. So now I can go back. I can choose here to go to the results page. If I want to get all the way back to my analytics page, which I do, I can go to the results page and then improve your performance and test history. Test history and analytics is kind of the same thing. So we have now covered the not only some navigation, but the use of the analytics page in addition to taking the quizzes and using the learn feature in the quizzes. So I hope you find this very helpful. I would love to hear from you in a comment below if you implement this and what you find useful about it. And also, if you like this video, please like it and leave me a comment about specifically what you like best about it. Thanks very much.